morning, everybody. Hope you all are fine. And we know that this is a condition where we are just, what we can say, we are confused of everything. So, but in this situation, even we cannot stop learning. So, learning should go on because it makes a man perfect, and we have to learn every time. So, even COVID can be taken as a learning period. Okay, it's because we are starting with a new type of technologies and all. So, hope you all are safe at home. Choices are always confusing. We are always confused in front of choices when it comes, because means something is there. When to choose something, we are getting confused whether want to take this or want to take that. If choice is not there, only one is there, so we don't have any confusion. We have to move on with the same what we have. But choices always make confusions. So in our life, even at certain juncture, we are getting confused of which is to be selected, which is to be avoided, and through which way we have to move. So today's lesson, actually it is learning about, or it is just giving you a kind of, what we can say, a decision, how to choose and which to choose and what to choose. So let us learn the chapter, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Did you hear about Robert Frost? Robert Frost is known as a famous American poet, but hearing his name as an American poet, don't think that he got his identity there in America. Actually, he was born and brought up in America, but at a particular moment, he got confused whether want to take the profession which he likes or the profession which demands. So what he did means, he took a choice, means he took a decision. That decision made him to migrate to England. There he went and he got established as a poet, and then America called him back. There in America, he was known as the American poet, and even now in this particular century, he is known as the American poet. But his age was proclaimed, or his age was bloomed in England. So Robert Frost, the American poet. So we are going to learn about Robert Frost in this poem, The Road Not Taken, where he is expressing his confusion of choosing a particular way. Are you ready to go? Before learning the poem The Road Not Taken, we should know about Robert Frost. Who was Robert Frost? As I said, he is an American poet. And more than that, his approach towards his poetry and what was he actually, this is all we should know. So when we are going through the poems of Robert Frost, we'll understand he is a man of nature, always finding love in nature and always finding a consolation in nature. So his poems are always can be called as a natural poetry, but it does include of what we can say, a kind of philosophy too. The philosophy which is expressing in the deepest sense. See, he is the man who told earth is the best place to live or love both. Live or love both can be. So earth is the best place. I have to move to heaven and want to go there and want to visit heaven and want to see how what things are going on there and want to be back again to earth, because earth is the best place to live. That's what he told. And he is the man who told that good fences make good neighbors. Means he is in his poem Mending Wall, where he found the persons they were preparing the walls. He told, what is the need of this wall? Means nature is not just barring anybody from anywhere. So he asked the person, why the need of this fences? So the neighbor answered him back, good fences make good neighbors. It is quite natural in our life even, though we are not restricted of anything. See, in this particular poem, Robert Frost is asking, I have apple orchard, you have the pine orchard. My apple trees will never encroach your area, and your pine orchard will never come to my area too. So why the need? I don't have cows and you don't have cows. So why do we prepare these kind of fences, he asked. But the neighbor, the one who was helping him to mend the wall, he just replies back, good fences make good neighbors. This is what we are also doing now. So Robert Frost is asking, are you wall in or wall out? It's a relevant question in this particular time even. Means, are you wall in or wall out? See, once after creating a big house, we are preparing a big wall around it. So, are we separating ourselves from the world, or excluding or including is a question. So, actually what we are doing, we are excluding ourselves from the entire world. So Frost is asking another question. See, these are the simple techniques which he puts up, but through that he is expressing a great philosophy. What does the philosophy do, you know? Will you be able to prepare the wall for the sky? Will you be able to prepare the wall for the wind? These are all the questions he raises up. He raises up in front of the human beings. So then why or whom you are trying to wall in or wall out? This is what he discusses in his poem, Melting Wall. And coming into the poem Birches, he talks about this one, means earth is the best place to live or love. We can just move to heaven. We can just go to heaven every day. If we people are just in luxury, how can we identify what is the speciality of luxury? If you are every day in luxury, means if you are finding the poverty or the starvation, yeah, we'll come to that starvation, that's what best. If you are starving a day of anything, and after that when you are getting any food, you will feel it as very tasty. Means you should know the taste of starvation, then only you'll be able to know the taste of the food. So that's what Robert Frost says, earth is the best place to live. Means with all those good and bad things what we are facing in our life, we have to live on earth. And one day if you're getting a chance to go to heaven, you will be able to enjoy it fully. And again you have to be back to earth and live here in this kind of sorrow things and happiness, mixed up life, and go to heaven, enjoy heaven and come back. Otherwise you will get bored. That's what Robert Frost says in his poem Birches. And after apple picking, he is just talking about after apple picking. In that particular poem he is talking about the brilliance of God. Means the apple tree, it is fully fledged of fruit, and how he is getting, what we can say, the poet who is going to pluck the apples, he is getting what we can say, enchanted of the smell of apple, and he is just moving from one place to another. He is getting intoxicated. The word is intoxicated. Intoxicated means enchanted of something. After drinking something, when we are getting dizzy, we can call it as intoxicated. He is getting intoxicated by seeing the beauty of nature and by seeing the creation of God. So these poems all are expressing the simple things, but through that Robert Frost is giving a philosophy of life which we need to find in everything. So that's what Robert Frost. We are also going to learn a poem of Robert Frost, The Rod Not Taken, where he is giving a simple image in front of us. Through that he is teaching us a great lesson. The Rod Not Taken by Robert Frost. So what is the meaning of the title, The Rod Not Taken? The road which I haven't chosen. So that's what, the road not taken. So let us see what he is going to tell in this poem. So just remind in your mind, always just recall the thought that Robert Frost is just putting forth a simple one, but at the same time there will be a philosophy in it. So let us see what is the image he is putting forth and what is the philosophy behind that too. Okay, ready. The Rod Not Taken. Two roads diverged in yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. See, I will talk about this poem first. Then we will be back to the internal meaning of this. Okay, we'll call it as connotative meaning. Connectative meaning means something is connected deep into. So that's what called a connectative meaning. So we'll come back afterwards. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. Two roads are there. When I reached a particular road, it is ending there and it is getting diverged into two roads. And I'm sorry I could not travel both. Both cannot be opted. Why? He says the answer in the second line, and be one traveller. I'm only one traveller, so I cannot take both roads at a time. So long I stood. What did I do now? I got confused. Which is to be selected, this one or that one? So long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. See, I just checked what kind of a road this and what kind of a road that. So as far as I could, I just checked where it bent, and after some time we can't see the road because it is just bending into the undergrowth. Undergrowth means after that something is crowded there of trees. So I can't find where it goes because I cannot find the end of the road. So both I looked. Then what did I do now? Then took the other. Took the one, means at a time only one will be able to look. So then the other one, just as fair. very good road and having perhaps the better claim. It can have the better claim. Perhaps having the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. See, this is a kind of a tired road. We can't say that the road is tired. No? Road will never be tired at all. Only the person, those who are walking there, will be tired. So how can you use this kind of, this is what we may call as poetic license. The poet can use like this. The poet may say that the road is tired because actually the poet is the one who is tired. So he is just transferring his tiredness to the road. That's what he is doing. Okay, so he tells what? The road is so tired because many of them used it. So it is a just kind of, means a kind of choice here. Means we will never take any risk. We will take the one which is used by many. So we need to have a lot of courage to find a new one or to select the less traveled or the less used one. So that's what he says. Grassy and wanted wear. Though as for the passing there had warned them really about the same. It is weary, means it is worn, means what we can say. It is very tired. The road is very much tired. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Today morning equally it lay, means equally those roads are lying down there, means nobody has taken any step on it. That's what leaves no step had trodden black. So the leaves are fresh, though these are the withered leaves. These are fresh, no one had touched it with feel. Then, I kept the first for another day. Let that first means the first which is more travelled. Let that be for another day. Yet knowing, but when I was selecting, yet knowing means when I was selecting the less travelled road, how way leads on to way. I was sure that because I don't know where this way may lead me. So I was not sure where this way may lead me. So I was sure that how way leads on to way. Sometime it may lead me to another way. From there to another way. Sometimes there are chances for me to reach back here where I started even. So I was confused which road is to be taken. But I thought, let me take a risk. Let me select the less travelled itself. I thought, I shall be telling. So these stanzas, the 3 stanzas which we learn now, it is talking about the past. And now he is talking in the present. So he says what now? I shall be telling this with a sigh. Now I feel to talk like this with a sigh means a deep breathe when it comes. When you are consoled yourself, when you are satisfied of yourself or pacified of yourself, it will come out. Now I am speaking this with a sigh, a long sigh. Why now? Somewhere, ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood. There were 2 roads in front of me, and what did I do now? I took the one less travelled by. My option was for that less travelled one. But what happened to my life? That has made all the differences. But this made all the differences in my life. So hope you understood the poem. So I will take you once again into this poem so you will understand in a different way. When Robert Frost, when he was in his young age, he wanted to be a poet. But at the same time, the society demanded him to be something else. Means usually that society is the one which is asking us to be. Means after completing your 10th standard, they may ask you how many A+ you got and which group you are going to select in +2, +1. So you have to answer them back. I'm preferring to be in the humanities. But they may tell, why humanities? You take the science. Science will give you a lot of options. If you need, after completing humanities, if you need to go to some, after completing science subject, if you need to go for the humanities subject, even it is possible. But if you are taking humanities now, you cannot go for a science subject. If you need to take, even won't be possible. So society will decide everything. So then we will think, yeah, will I be taking any risk? Do I need to go for a risk? So you may select the same path what the society says. And after that, after completing +2, society will ask you, aren't you joining for degree? So we thought, no, 1 year, let me take a rest. I thought of taking rest because I'm fed up of 12 years of education. Let me take a rest and let me fill up with something extra, I thought. Society won't agree you. Every day when you're going out of your home, they may ask you, You didn't get any admission anywhere, na? So you may be compelled of society to take any degree or to be engaged of anywhere. So the society is always so. And when a person is reaching into a particular age, they may ask, don't you have any job? So we have enough to sit at home to have. But then to the society may ask you, don't you have any job? So we have to go for any job. So this is what the society means. This is what we may say what? More traveled. See, many persons have traveled through. So if you are selecting that, we won't reach anywhere. The one who is able to dare the society, those who are able to challenge the society, will be able to move through a different path. He may be a successful person. But we can't predict whether it will be a success or not. You have to experience and want to find whether it will be a success. So Robert Frost also, when he reached at a particular juncture of his life, society told him to take a profession which is familiar for everybody. But his mind asked him to take the profession of a poet. So he thought, what is to be taken? So he traveled and stood. Two ways are there. One is the way which is traveled by many and proved. The other one was a risky way, means want to be a poet or want to be a professional. Both were the confusion for him. So he stood there. And he looked, this way is very beautiful, and many of them traveled and reached. I know that where this way may lead me, but this one is a risky one, but I don't know where will I be reaching. So what did he do? He asked his mind, which I need. I need to find my happiness, which my mind says, means most of the people may feel the same itself in our life, means when we are coming into a means what we can say, a juncture where we have to take a decision. One part of our mind may say something else, the other part may say something different. So which one we are following is accordingly this all will be. The life will be turned into a different perspective even according to our decision. So Robert Frost decided to take the less traveled one. Though it is risky, he thought of taking a risk in his life. But he took that risk and he became a poet. So when we are coming into the life of Robert Frost, he was not ready, means America was not ready to accept him as a poet. So he fled to England. He went there. He was quite enchanted of the beauty of England. You know that England is a beautiful country where Essex, Wessex and all means beautiful, beautiful areas are there in the remote places. So he enjoyed the life in England. He wrote a lot of poetry. It was getting published in journals and he was becoming famous. So America called him back. So he came back in America. Now if you're asking anybody in America, they may say that Robert Frost is American poet. So by keeping their hands on their chest, they may say that Robert Frost is our poet, an American poet, because he was taking the risky way. Thus only he became a famous. Otherwise, he would have ended up as a professional one, means like a businessman or a doctor or of anybody without making any mark in history. This is what the palm of choices, the rod not taken. Hope you understood. You have to read it and want to make the summary of the poem in your notebook. While preparing the summary, be careful that you are not writing the simple summary only, but you have to add up what is the inclined meaning, what is the inner meaning of the poem also to be added as the last paragraph of the summary. Thank you.